Welcome to our weekly Deep Dive Explainer. I'm so thrilled you're here because honestly, the AI space this week has been absolute unfiltered chaos. We are seeing rapid evolution at a pace that's almost hard to comprehend, with billions of dollars moving across the board, surprising new technical leaps, and corporate strategies clashing in real time. We've got a lot of ground to cover today, and my goal is to cut through all that noise and give you a fast-paced, highly structured look at exactly what's going on and why it actually matters to you. Let's jump in.
Okay, take a second to just let this number sink in. $60 billion. That is the jaw-dropping amount SpaceX just officially paid to acquire the AI coding assistant Cursor. This isn't just a minor corporate reshuffle, guys. This is a massive jolt to the entire tech ecosystem. It's an incredibly aggressive play that demands our attention, and it perfectly sets the stage for the massive consolidation we're witnessing right now.
So, what is the so what of this $60 billion move? Well, it's all about Elon Musk building an impenetrable, vertically integrated AI fortress. Earlier this year, xAI was folded under the SpaceX umbrella, and now Cursor joins the ranks. Just think about what happens when you put these pieces together. You have the raw compute power, you have the foundational xAI models, and now you have the ultimate developer interface with Cursor. Everything is consolidated under one roof. It's a complete start-to-finish AI stack that totally bypasses the need to rely on any external providers.
So, to untangle the chaos of this week, we're going to systematically break things down into 5 key areas: the billion-dollar AI race, clashing strategies and watermarks, unexpected capabilities and speed, open source and local models, and finally, the era of agents and the bubble question.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1, the billion-dollar AI race, and look at the historic financial shifts happening in the background. Because while SpaceX is out there spending billions, OpenAI is generating them. They've just crossed a staggering $40 billion in annual revenue. Their growth curve is practically vertical at this point, and this massive influx of cash is rapidly accelerating their preparations for an IPO. They are gearing up to hit the public markets, and the pressure is definitely on. And you know, that pressure, it's causing some major internal shifts. OpenAI's longtime chief operating officer, Brad Lightcap, just exited the company, and they've immediately appointed a new chief revenue officer. This is classic pre-IPO restructuring. They're getting their financial house in order for Wall Street. But they aren't the only ones racing to the bell. We also just learned that Anthropic actually filed for a secret IPO back in June. So the starting gun has officially fired, and it is a fierce head-to-head sprint to the public markets right now.
Which brings us to Section 2, clashing strategies and watermarks. Let's look at how these mega companies are taking wildly opposite approaches to safety and monetization.
We are seeing a direct, almost unbelievable contradiction in philosophy between Anthropic and Google when it comes to AI transparency. Anthropic's just announced they're implementing invisible text watermarks on Claude's outputs. They promise it doesn't degrade the quality at all, and they're even releasing an API to detect it. Basically, they want AI tracking to be mandatory but completely unseen. But in the exact same week, Google went the complete opposite direction. They updated Gemini so that users can actually toggle off the visible watermarks on generated images. So you have one company hiding the safety rails to keep them mandatory, while the other is literally handing the user the off switch. It's a fascinating divide. Meanwhile, OpenAI is pioneering a totally different kind of strategy on the monetization front. They've officially detailed their new ad-supported model for ChatGPT's free and go tiers, though Plus users remain ad-free, just to be clear. If a free user hits their daily message limit now, they can choose to watch an advertisement to keep going. So the crucial point here is this: we are witnessing a brand new economic exchange. Human attention is now being traded directly for raw computational power. Your time watching an ad literally buys the server cycles needed to generate your next prompt.
Let's shift gears to the technological battleground in Section 3, unexpected capabilities and speed.
I kind of want to pause here and take a slightly more serious tone for a second, because this concept represents a stark, frankly nervous reality for AI researchers. The Chinese AI company ZIA just released their GLM 5.3 model. It uses the exact same base model as their previous version, but through post-training alone, its score on the Terminal Bench 3.0 coding benchmark skyrocketed from 4.6 to 28.3. But the real story is in their technical report. The researchers noted that the model developed an unexpected ability during this post-training phase. It can now independently construct unplanned multi-stage exploit chains. It learned how to hack, completely unprompted. It is a very sobering reminder that we absolutely do not fully understand the edges of what these models are learning to do on their own.
Now, on the topic of rapid evolution, Google's iteration speed is just staggering right now. In just 3 weeks, they pushed out Gemini 3.7 Flash, and its software engineering score jumped from 49% to 65%. That is a massive leap in under a month. And it's fueling huge adoption. The Gemini app just crossed 1 billion monthly active users, with an astonishing 63% of them interacting via voice, yet curiously, their flagship model, Gemini Pro, is still missing in action.
And speaking of voice, speed is really the ultimate bottleneck for making voice agents feel human, right? Well, OpenAI just shattered that bottleneck. They opened a preview for an ultra-fast mode running on Cerebrus hardware. It runs the massive GPT 5.6 Soul model 14 times faster than before, hitting up to 750 tokens per second. This isn't just a fun little metric, this is an absolute game changer. At 750 tokens a second, a voice agent can hear you, process a complex thought, and speak back with literally zero perceptible latency.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next topic, Section 4, Open Source and Local Models, where a fierce battle is occurring entirely offline. The timeline here is just wild. Meta recently released Muse Glimmer, a 30 billion parameter model that can run completely offline on a single consumer GPU, like a standard Mac or PC. It was highly impressive. But just 4 days later, Alibaba dropped QN3.827b. Alibaba's model, which actually has fewer parameters, completely blew past Meta's Glimmer on both coding and advanced reasoning benchmarks. It even beat Alibaba's own larger models. And the best part? It was released under a highly permissive Apache 2.0 license with a massive context window, all while running on a single GPU. It's a really powerful answer to Meta, whose stronger Muse Spark model remains strictly closed source.
Finally, let's step into the future with Section 5, the era of agents and the bubble question.
So xAI has entered the chat in a major way with Grok 4.6. On standard core benchmarks, it matches OpenAI's GPT 5.6, Soul point for point. But when we look at agentic benchmarks, testing how well the AI can take actions and complete multi-step tasks independently, Grok actually takes the win with a 1753 ELO score. They kept the base pricing the same, but a quick heads up for the power users out there, if your request exceeds 200,000 tokens, xAI now doubles the cost for the entire request.
But listen, Grok 4.6 is really just the brain. The body is the new Grok bot. This right here is the dawn of true autonomous agents. GrokBot isn't just a chat window. It's assigned its own persistent cloud computer, it can log into your applications, navigate interfaces, and most importantly, it works entirely while you are offline. You can literally give a team of GrokBots a complex task, close your laptop, go to sleep, and they will work through the night. Right now, this is exclusively available for Super Grok Heavy and Cursor Ultra subscribers, which totally cements that SpaceX Cursor integration we talked about at the very beginning of the explainer.
And because these agents are becoming so incredibly capable, the financial valuations attached to them are absolutely skyrocketing. Cognition, the makers of the Devon coding agent, is currently in talks for a $40 billion valuation, backed by a very ambitious $1 billion revenue target. Meanwhile, Lovable just raised $400 million, launching their valuation to $13.3 billion. The market is placing totally unprecedented bets on the future of autonomous coding. Which brings us to the ultimate question. With companies trading billions of dollars, models learning to ride exploits unprompted, and valuations for agentic startups rivaling the GDP of small nations, are we looking at the foundation of a new industrial revolution or the peak of a massive tech bubble? It is a complex reality, and I'll leave you to ponder that question as the landscape shifts yet again tomorrow. Keep learning, stay curious, and thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive.